Alrighty guys, how the heck y'all doing now? Just been monkeying around with a whole bunch of different things today. Feeding and dealing with some cows, and had blood work this morning, both CP and myself. CP was for just her general blood work health thing, and mine was for the Cancer Society. And so CP had to be fasting for hers. I did not have to be fasting for mine, but just the same, I basically did anyways. So yeah, it's Cancer Society because my sister had, I think it was like stage 4 basically, breast cancer or something like that. So because of that, now they're doing genetic testing on the whole family, and it don't cost nothing for us anyways. We just go in and get the blood work done, and they run the tests, and we find out if who everybody is that's carrying the gene or not carrying the gene. How's that sound? At this point, all 3 of my sisters got tested, and well, obviously my one sister that had breast cancer, she carries the gene. My oldest sister, she carries, she's a carrier. And my other sister, all 3 of my sisters are older, and all 3 of them are carrying 1 or 2 of the genetic genes that apparently run in the family. How's that sound? So now you might ask, what the hell are you putting wood on the fire for when you got the door wide open? Well, yeah, I know, but just keep the fire going so I don't have to start it later on when I do close the door. How's that sound? I don't have the fans running though. But anyway, so after that we got all our feeding and stuff done and monkeying around, and now I'm in here. I got to build a couple of, the guy that wants this stuff, he's calling them a Windbreak frame, but they're not a Windbreak frame, not for me, but he wants it built similar to my Windbreak frames, right? So basically he wants this to match up to his existing corral that they just put up this summer, and that guardrail stuff, that steel corrugated guardrail that would go around a bend in a curve, or let me turn you around here. So a guardrail that goes around the bend in a curve or over a bridge. They got a bunch of that stuff used, and he wants to mount it to this framework to match his corral that he's got going on. So, and he only wants it 86 inches tall. So then I have to figure out what, here, now I'm going to reverse you again. So that's how I make, generally the idea of how I make my bases with my little leg, and then a long rail. So I have to figure out what my verticals are going to be from that point. That finger's not working. From this would be the top edge right here. So from that edge to bottom edge of that one there, inside cope to inside cope edge. How's that sound? And it's looking like I can't remember what the hell my measurement was now, guys. 60 some inches. Get that sucker on there. So to top edge, he wants it 86. So something like that. 86. And then, so my inside to inside cope edges, come on, stick there. This friggin' magnetic tape measure. It's dirty. There we go. See, it just sticks right on there, right? So 68.5 inches is what we're looking at for inside cope to inside cope. So we're just working at cutting those. Gonna start cutting those out right now. And I need 4 of them for each frame. And there's 2 frames. So I need a total of 8 pieces. So no big deal. Let's pitter patter. Let's hoppity do and get at her, right? Talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, well, I got all my pieces cut. I had to bring some extra steel in and it was covered with snow and ice, of course. So I've got it sitting right here. Now you can't see this or feel it, but I got it sitting right here next to the stove. So it's blowing air right over it and actually somewhat through it, through the center of it. These ones are almost dried right off. That one, I just put it on there. It's going to take a few minutes for it. But all my other pieces are good, I believe, that I can just go to town and start welding. But I brought Big Red in here, or Little Red, I should say. And yeah, so that'll be it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? It ain't exactly the most pleasant day in the world, that's for sure. I think right now they said something with the wind chill. It feels like minus 36. And it's supposed to be getting a whole hell of a lot colder over the next few days. Like Saturday night is minus 47 with the wind chill. Just friggin' nuts. But I'm in Little Red here, obviously. Big Blue is running. We've got some feeding to do, and because of this cold snap that's coming through for the next few days, I want to bed everybody down today too. Sorry I haven't been on board here for the last couple days, but that's how she goes. Just had lots of doctoring appointments going on over the last couple of days and stuff like that. So yesterday we got did our last doctoring appointment, which was eye doctors, and we treated up that cow, and CP had a bunch of other running around to do, and so on and so forth. So that was yesterday. So yeah, and then got home from the city, and the friggin' extension cord on the plug on the end of the cord that was plugged into Little Red here in the shop, it fried. So like it was literally smoking when we went to the shop later yesterday afternoon. So I had to get that all fixed up, and lo and behold, everything's working fine today. So anyway, let's get this feeding and bedding dealt with, and then we'll bring you guys back a little bit later. Alrighty, well, there's some of the girls, the ones that are still out in the pasture anyways. CP put 3 straw bales down as I was filling their bunks way over there. Way back there. It's not really all that far. It's only like 50 yards from here. I also picked out a grassy alfalfa mix bale, and I had her shred it right here, right next to the windbreaks here. But these girls obviously aren't overly hungry, or they just said to hell with it. The bunks were pretty empty, so, but it's not the most pleasant of days today by any means. That wind is friggin' picking up strong, and she's cold. So these girls are gonna friggin' huddle up right here with straw and the windbreaks. But it's blowing like a bugger. unfortunately. I hope this is not a sign for what our summer is going to be like. Lots of friggin' wind, warm days, and no rain. God, I hope we don't have a remake of last year, but I guess time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see. So, anyways, let's get her back to the yard and see what the hell we can accomplish there. We still got one corral to bed, so talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, so I'm just cutting a base right here, right now, for basically this is what my windbreaks look like. Back you up a little bit. Only difference between this thing and an actual windbreak is this is only 23 feet long. So I made my gap from this upright to this upright 6 feet. And then same from there to there is 6 feet. My lift cradle is still 8 feet to the outside. I still got my 10-inch tip, offset tip to tip for my leg there. And same as that one there. The biggest difference with these suckers, with this frame, is they wanted it 86 inches total height, not counting the lift cradle from the floor up. So and right now we're basically 82, and I still got to get that lift cradle on, which is basically 3 inches, so that'll put me at 85. And that side's lifted up a little bit, so this side's going to be tilted down a little bit. That's a little higher right there off the ground. It's about 3.5, 4 inches off the ground. So that'll change things up too. But they're gonna put a guardrail on here, so I didn't have to put no flat bar on it, because normally this thing would be at least another foot taller. To the very top rail, it would be 9 feet high from the floor, and I would have from the top rail 2 feet down. So right about this point, I would have a flat bar or an angle iron welded in there with 2 holes in it, and same on this side all the way through. And that's where you would bolt a plank in, and then from the bottom rail 2 feet up, and you would bolt a plank in. And then you can either screw or nail your 8-foot wood slabs to that, and then the wood slab would catch the very top rail, the top of the slab, and it catches the bottom rail. It sits just below the bottom edge of the bottom rail, is how we have that set up. So like our insides are only 6 feet, or just over 6 feet. They were, what the hell were they, 68 inches or something like that, guys. So sorry about the moving of the camera so much, but get that on there. So we are actually, we're only like 5'8.5" for these rails here. And when I build for windbreaks, the way I build my windbreaks, those would be 7'6" tip to tip, or inside dimension would be about, oh boy, what is it? It's not 7'6". If it's tip to tip, it's actually 7'4" inside dimension. So yeah, and then on all of our windbreaks, including these, we put 11-foot long bases on there. So I got one cut. I'm gonna have to bring a length of pipe in for the other one. And then I put a 16-inch gusset going from the rail to the base. So I'll bring you guys back in a minute when she's all done. Alrighty, so there you have her. She is done. Got a chain on this end so they could tie it in, because I know where this is going, and it's kind of going like in a gateway. And so it's a big gateway, 23 feet. So it's got to be tied at this end and at that end. And they got two of these gateways going into this new facility. I don't have to worry about the boards because they have clips that they're gonna weld onto the side frame here themselves. So that's all right. I guess I gotta get my chain off up here. And she's ready to come out. Anyway, guys, with that, I'm gonna let you go. Give us the old thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Fun, fun, fun. Let's get her done. Catch you guys tomorrow.